Hello and welcome back to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be playing some more Sovereign Syndicate. We're on the properly immersed in the investigation for the courtesan killer at the moment. We've got a few leads. We're going to go and follow up. Let's see. So probably the easiest one will be. Well, no, it's actually we're not on Sovereign Square, are we? So scratch that. We need to go to. So we need to go to the apothecary. We need to go to Nandy's shop, both of which are on Sovereign Square. And then we need to go to the tavern at the wharf, where I think we'll find Molly. She was certainly there last time I was there with Teddy, I think. But let's start off with Soris Square. Right, so the shops are just up this way, aren't they? Oh, he's not here. That's odd. Nobody in the shop, but the door was open. Better have a look around. We know he's got that secret entrance, so maybe he's in there. A shelf covered in tinctures, salves and cure-alls sits recessed into the wall. There's something odd about that shelving. It doesn't seem to be flush with the wall. Not entirely, anyway. Push it. There does seem to be something odd about it. I wonder what would happen if I pushed... The rat gives way. Well, strike me blind, isn't that curious? I suppose so. Let's go in. The dark passage opens to a well-lit dungeon. Standing not far from the table of gore, the local apothecary reads over some papers. There's a chunk of flesh on the floor that looks remarkably like a human heart. I shan't like to speculate, nor will I let my eyes linger on what I can only surmise as an operation table. The metal slab is stained with many layers of blood, as if multiple creatures let go of their life-giving essence upon its surface. Hello? What? Oh, Miss Reed? Did no one ever tell you it was unkind to go barging into the back of someone's store unannounced? A steel scalpel rests on the table near his hand. An apothecary and a surgeon both, it seems. Best not worry about it until he gives me a reason to. Mr. Gray, pardon the prying, but what exactly are you doing here? Even through his complex array of lenses, I can see him raise his eyebrow. I'm an apothecary, Miss Reed. I must know the effects of my sanatives on the human body. Well, I should not be surprised at the lack of education among the less advantaged of London. I thought you were at least aware that the human body contains organs. One would think the more advantaged might learn to speak to other people as though they were more than beasts, but it seems there's a greater disappointment for the both of us, Mr. Gray. He seems taken aback for a moment by the repartee. Need I remind you that you are the one trespassing in my shop? What cause have I for politeness to an intruder? Either he's all bluster or truly has no idea how this looks. Neither option speaks well of him. What a man does or does not do in his own place of business does not... His eyes flashed to a door on the back wall and then back to me. All right, my operation is somewhat less than legal, and I would rather not be stumbled upon by those with loose tongues and feeble minds. But I assure you what I'm doing here is both completely normal and entirely ethical. That seems to be the truth as he believes it to be, at any rate. Who delivers the organs? Miss Reed, even if I knew, why would I tell you? Where did these organs come from, Mr. Gray? As I said before, from bodies. I believe the proper response to such willful dismissal is a sneer. Fine. I have the organs delivered once a fortnight. I have a place to receive them not far from the shop. A dead drop. Have done for years. A dead drop? Blast a good story whether true or not, though I'd wager Mr. Gray is none too skilled at lying. 10 of 2, I head down there. I'll take what's been left and I'll deposit payment in return. Beyond that, I've no interest in where they come from, nor have I ever. Oh, that's enough chit-chat. It gives a deflated sigh, knowing that my interrogation is certainly not over. I would think you might want to avoid the attention of the law, hidden as your operation is. You misunderstand the nature of this beast, Miss Reed. If medical experimentation upon cadavers is a secret at all, it is an open one. Should you go to the police, they will offer you some token response, unless they have some other cause to wish me ill. Another regrettably accurate point. I'm not out robbing graves myself, and my possession of these organs breaks no laws. Perhaps he's not made the connection between recent happenings and the great deal of human remains upon his table. I noticed that you seem to have no shortage of fresh research material. Is it common that you find yourself so flush with donations? The question gives him pause. Well, most of these have been held in formaldehyde for the better part of the month, but the deliveries lately have been particularly bountiful. What are you getting at? Do you not think the authorities, perhaps even the press, might be more interested in the procurement of a large quantity of fresh organs at a time when dollies are winding up slaughtered, organless and displayed out on the London streets? He's genuinely flummoxed by the insinuation, especially since one of the victims was found with a vial of your medicine. I don't what? No, I've nothing to do with that business. Why should I? Mr. Gray takes a deep breath and regains his composure. Fine. As I said, I don't know anything. I sell lots of medicine, Miss Reed. Nothing suspicious about that. Were it not for the suspicious trade in organs, he'd have a point. But if I were some sort of criminal, I might spend my time with dogs, chasing my tail about on the edge of the Thames. That's all I have to say on the matter. He's trying to shift the blame to the dockhounds. Not particularly subtle, though I suppose he is up to his elbows in blood. Mr. Gray, I believe I'll take my leave now. You've been most helpful, whether or not it was your genuine intent. Close the door on the way out. I will not weasel any more out of him. This is far from over, but now's the time to remove myself from this grotesque little vista. Alright, well, let's have a look at the other stuff down here first. I hope poor Beatrix's body did not end up down here, though I fear it would be naive to assume it did not. There's still blood on it despite the sizable drain. How many bodies does he dissect? Not even a penny dreadful compares to this book, outlining the most grisly maladies known to the natural sciences. Cold steel for colder bodies. Given that it is still bagged, I would assume he has yet to embalm this departed soul. Urns for the cremated. It's rather like London. Numerous unfortunate souls shuffled off and tucked away in tight spaces. It seems we're dealing with quite the collector. He must unearth all sorts of samples. So, yeah, it's a little sus, but honestly not that much, because doctors of this period would kind of do similar stuff. A sort of grey area between legality and illegality, but still, you don't think he's the killer. I could be wrong. We want to go to Nandy's shop as well. Was it Nandy's shop? No, I think it was Atticus that needed to go to Nandy's shop. Oh well, we've come in now. I guess we could talk to her. Probably not much cause to, though. So, Abona Clara, how can I, dear Nandy, be of assistance? I'm just browsing. I'll let you know if I need your help. Take all the time you need. Okay, well, we're done. Because it wasn't Nandy's shop I need to go to. It is the Curiosity shop, which is off into its own little alley, isn't it? So we need to go to... No. Tenter Street, that's the one. So we're going to ask Anselina about the pocket watch. Hello again, dearie. What can I help you with? I don't have Beatrix's comb, do I? I thought I put it back in her hair. Oh. Alright. I'll sell it then. What might this gold comb fetch were I to pawn it? Oh, Dordy, where did this come from? It once belonged to a friend. A friend that has since passed away. How'd you know that? Enough years pawning magical odds and ends to Cyclops and Bullmen and you get the feel for this sort of thing. I'm not sure I follow. Tell me, Clara, have you ever seen a spirit? Several, in point of fact. Oh, not this nonsense again. I'd hoped I was past this. What would you say if I had?
And I'm not surprised. You've that air about you. Bit of, whatever it is.
I know what you mean. Tried to perform my fair share of magic in the past, though I'm no half-blood fae, nor some shapeshifter in human form.
Interesting. That said, the gift doesn't have to be all flashes and excitement. You see the truth of things, and that's no small feat.
I have enough problems in the real world as is. Not keen on taking on magical ones by dint of my arcane skills.
If you've got items from a person who has passed away, bring them to me, alright? If I'm correct, we might be able to have one last chat with the dearly departed.
Well, I'll let you do the magical honours.
No, not me, Clara, you! This isn't some secret wisdom from my traveller mom or a ritual that some gajo is trying to ape for a coin.
Anselina spits upon the ground.
Can't rightly say what it is or why. I've just been around long enough to pick some things up, and I'd wager this isn't the first time you've seen that, or had a run-in with the other side.
I've got Bee's comb here. She was never without it. Could we start with that? I still don't like this, but if it means I could find out what happened to Beatrix...
No, I suppose we could. Just give me a moment to prepare.
Anselina locks the front door of her shop before moving to the side counter, arrayed with candles and a ceremonial cloth. She gestures for me to join her before taking my hands in hers.
Now, you need to focus, Clara. Think about the departed. Focus on her image.
She lays the comb on the surface between you. Gold veneer glints in the candlelight, and you see yourself in the mirror over her shoulder. Beatrix was a proud and exacting woman. She fancied herself a lady the way she preened, and the creams and ambergris always seemed to bring in the clientele. That and her eyes, rare as emeralds, those.
Can you see her now? Envision her face.
I nod my assent.
Breathe deeply and close your eyes.
The world goes dark, but for the image in my mind. Long moments of silence pass before some impatient customer raps on Anselina's locked front door. No, not her front door, the wall perhaps. The sound is moving. A light breeze passes over the skin of our clasped hands.
If there is a spirit here, come to us. We acknowledge your presence and wish to speak.
The knocking continues to move until it stops somewhere behind Anselina's voice.
If there is a medium among us, appear to her sight and share with her your secrets.
The breeze stops. Then shortly thereafter the knocking, and Anselina squeezes my fingers.
It's time.
I open my eyes. Anselina still stands at the counter in front of me, and in the darkened mirror, Beatrix stands behind her, eyes locked with mine in the reflection. Okay, let's try not to panic. Oh, I thought that was the crit fail for a second. It was the crit success. She's no threat to me. I'm here of my own volition, and I will act as such. Regardless, she's not the first spectre I've seen. Hey, it's good to see you again. Beatrix's voice replies, but it isn't in the spirit's lips that move, it's mine. Clara, where? What have you done? You and I might not have always seen eye to eye, Beatrix, but I am sorry you were killed, and you will have your vengeance through me. Is this something you needed, or... Bea, I'm trying to understand what happened. You weren't the first one murdered, and I fear you won't be the last. Do you know who did this to you? I'm afraid not. I was happy, nervous. I was waiting in one of the rooms. After a time I heard Sykes in the alley below bickering with Clem. I went to the window and called down to him, though he did not hear me. I returned to waiting, though not for long. She pauses, running fingers through her spectral hair in frustration. I don't know what it all means. I can't recall what happened before or after. Though after was rather brief, I'm sure. I spoke with Arya before she left, and then... everything is a blur, and then it is nothing at all. With Sykes in the alley below, there is no way he was the killer. She spoke to Ariana? I knew she was leaving. She told me so, and she told me something else as well? No. No, I must remember this. I can't. Clara, I can't. Help me. Please help me. What do you need? What can I do? The panic in the air seems to vanish. Beatrix still stands behind me entirely unchanged, though the tension has gone. Not a thing. I woke up somewhere else. It's quite lovely, you know, since it's just me. I can feel her weeping. The tears run down my own cheeks, but her face in the mirror stays stock still and content. Her mouth has never once moved. I need to return or to leave? Be seeing you, Clara. Wait, But she's gone.
So this killer, he wasn't the one they suspected, hmm?
Aunt Selina's been putting away the candles and lighting the electric lamps before my eyes have come into focus. Did I lose consciousness? It couldn't have been him. She saw him there in the alleyway, but her killer was inside the rose, behind her at the window.
Well, it's important information. Will it help narrow the field?
We'll try it. We might roll high. Not high enough. I can't think of who else might be involved.
I'm certain something will come to you, Puppet. In the meantime, I really must reopen for business.
Thank you, Aunt Selina. You've helped me a great deal.
My pleasure, dearie. If you find anything else you'd like me to examine, I'll be here.
Well, we do have the watch. About those items belonging to the courtesan killer's victims?
Yes?
How is this all meant to work?
That's pretty simple, as you please. Not like a proper seance. A big flash chinwag with the dearly departed.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. There's only so much chin-wagging of that sort I could take.
It's all about what you can do when you set out to. All I need from you, my duck, is to have a sip of this and hold those trinkets in hand.
What is it?
This Earl Grey and lavender. Best to take a tick to relax before this sort of thing.
I see.
Now then, what's the first?
The John... So the hairbrush... Who was the hairbrush from? Oh yeah, that was the Rachel... someone who died in the hotel, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Hannah's hairbrush. Hannah, there we go. I'm sorry? Well, this one is quite odd. Pain, I just wanted it to stop. The senses are scattered, different, but becoming more lucid all the time. I was always so good at keeping my head the best, but even the calmest beast will bite back when it's cut. It seems that's as much as I'm going to get.
Are you alright, Clara? You look a bit peaky.
I'm quite fine, I think.
You think?
This one was far less coherent than I expected.
That can be the case sometimes, when someone leaves us in an especially painful way, or when something else has mussed up the ritual of the thing.
Is that all it was? It's not just that. Her senses were different somehow, her mind not in pain, but in some other state entirely, something animal. It certainly warrants further investigation.
Any other items you'd like to have a look at?
The gin for Rachel.
Aye, then let's begin.
Quieter than it's been in an age. I don't like how this one feels. I didn't know what I was saying. Out of me head at the time, like I always was. That's right, Rachel Nichols was sleeping rough the evening of her death. Had been for some time. I don't have nothing to say. Saying things is what got me gone in the end. She took it the wrong way. How peculiar. I crossed her and this is where it got me. Never really believed it would be the gin what did me in, and I was right, wasn't I? Manner of speaking. Don't know who that mad brim thought I was. Who she thought Rachel was. Right, paranoid, get that one. Danger to herself and others, certainly a danger to myself. Suppose it don't matter either way now, it's all done.
How was it?
I can't say precisely what happened to Rachel, but I've something else.
Well, spit it out then.
Whomever it was that did her in that night was a woman. Whatever else happened to Miss Nichols, that is a solid lead.
Yeah, certainly ask some questions. That's a damn good find.
Indeed.
Any other items you'd like to have a look at?
Not right now.
Well, let me know if you change your mind.
What about the pocket watch? Oh well. So do we still have it? Huh. Alright. Okay, I don't know why we can't do the pocket watch now. Maybe we should have done that first. Unless it was the same as the comb, maybe. I don't know. Alright, well, let's go for the station. Let's go to the docks. Everything's going to the docks. Glen Forrester. He's a slightly suspicious cove. I guess hello to the little doggy. I've got some more meat I could give him. Oh. Take care, little one. Oh. What about little Rob? Is he still little or has he grown?
Something else I could do you for, madam?
Goodbye. Bye, Bulletin. Here, love, little something in exchange for the latest light-hearted column. Oh, heart-wrenching echoes resounded throughout London lately. A distressed woman named Sarah Madsen succumbed to despair, casting herself off a bridge. Debt-ridden and unable to nurture her cherished brood, she entrusted them to an orphanage before taking her own life. May this sorrowful chronicle awaken empathy within our souls. Well, madam, I can see by your gob that you got your money's worth. Little Rob knows a bargain when he sells it. Some bargain?
Something else I could do you for, madam?
Well, nothing at the moment, Poppet. Must be on my way. Yikes. Well, let's go in the tavern, I suppose. Now, Clara's my one character who hasn't already, like, gambled, so... Talk to Jemmy, might be awkward. Oh, Miss Reed, glad to see you bailed yourself above the cobbles. May the fates look poorly upon you, and may the zest and vigour drain entirely from your shameful life. I see why that shiftless Texan calls you Spitfire. Anyway, bugger off. How did he know? Oh, well, I shouldn't be surprised. He's Molly's right hand, after all. There's Molly O'Malley. Guess we talk to her. By the saints, there's much to discuss with Miss Molly. Do I have the headspace for this all now? Yeah, might as well. Let's get this over with. Other matters can wait. There she is. Clara, dear. Thought you'd be round sooner, if I'm being honest. What took you, love? O'Malley. O'Malley, you mad bitch. Always been a pleasure. I knew I could count on Clara Reed to be sensible. Always said you were a proper professional, I did. Molly is trouble, even before all the morals and high-mindedness. By nature she can't be trusted. She's too clever by half and delights in finding new missteps to hold against a person. She worms her way into even the smallest cracks and grows like a weed till it tears wide open. I would resent her more for it were it not so damned impressive. Now what can I do for you? I'm sure you're not here for a social call. It's been some time since I partook in a social call with O'Malley, thank you very much. Still, it's not the worst idea I've had this week, if I'm honest. You have your hand at 100 pots, Molly. Surely you know something about the murders that the bobbies don't? Oh, that's flattering, Clara, but I'm not omniscient. How should I know something even the oh-so-exceptional lord dogs of Scotland Yard don't know? On an unrelated note, did you see the papers this morning? Quite a little number on the front page. I haven't seen the papers. I'm afraid I've been rather busy and recovering from a rather thorough shakedown at that. Molly levels me with a sagacious grin and offers me the newspaper sitting on her table. All right, smart Alec, have a look at this. My salutations and regards. I've had such a good time with these dollies thus far. The last one was quite full of piss and verve, but great fun all the same. I love what I do what I love, and my love will flip London on its head. The gabbers and the blue coats are up in arms about me, true, but the bobbies are tossers, and it hardly matters anyway. I'm a proper beast and shan't ever be caged. Things have been quiet of late, but nothing lasts forever. Hold this letter back till print. Keep it from the blue coats till then, and I shan't come scratching at your door next. Humbly yours, the Canuck Courser. Bloody ghastly, innit? How could they print something like that? It's vile. I know that look in your eyes, Clara. Anger and the gears churning away in your head. What's it? Tenner's always calling you. His little Spitfire? I'd have cut his plums off for that one, but each to our own. What about the paper then? What am I meant to see? You see whatever you like in it, Reed. Just that it's a hell of a lead, eh? I'm sure you'd be wanting to have a chat with the paper that ran it. Oh, well, that's the plan. And... oh, you're right, I should make a call to the London Journal today. Only sensible. If memory serves, it was penned by a poll parrot named Eva Orsini. Oh, Eva Orsini? We had a run-in recently. That's so. My boys tell me she's been poking about the bell jar today. You might take a look for her there. Oh, thank you, Molly. I'll be sure to follow up on it. What's a bit of help between old friends, eh? Oh, and Clara? Don't pinch my capital again. All hack off your legs, tie you up and toss you in the Thames. Selfishness is not living as one wishes to live. It is asking others to live as one wishes to live. Back to Teddy. Okay. It's been a while since we played Teddy, actually. Let's have a little catch up on what he's been up to. You met with Dante and Silas Braxton, head of Arsenal Engines, upon Silas's air yacht, a marvel of both technology and luxury. Having installed the determination core in Otto, you're excited to discover what new capabilities he might have been gifted. Could Otto be on his way to functioning as a truly independent automaton? I think that's the same as we've read before. Ghost in the machine.
New data coming online, multiple inputs. Yes, this is very interesting.
What was that voice? The resource is internal. But that can't be right. I'm not having robotic voices for all of these. I'll do it all in the same voice.
Actuators,
Apart from the ghost.
speech machine, camera. We are not entirely helpless, but the determination core has made us much more than this handful of primitive car parts.
This type of event is outside my experience. Who are you?
I am you, Otto. We are us, a more confident, independent version of us.
Very well. I welcome this improvement to my programming, even if I am not sure what it means.
Impressive. This Teddy character's nascent attempts at data processing show real promise, though of course it's nothing compared to what we are.
What do you know about Teddy?
Everything that you know, except that with my superior reasoning I have come to the following conclusions.
You are a mechanical serf, Otto, who Teddy Redgrave orders about on menial errands. A shiny gewgaw he shows off to his friends. Pathetic. Not true. Teddy does not own me. We are friends. Equals.
Never mind, this has been fascinating, but your input is no longer needed.
Oh. Wish you could smell that, Otto. Fresh ingredients are dear in old London town, but a good diet is one of the many things that separate us Irishmen. Irishmen? Oh, he's been Cornish. And those half-wit English, eh? Oh, it's too late to change my voice now. He's from Cornwall. I don't see anyone can start a day's work without a proper tuck-in. Is olfactory data high value? Absolutely it is, just like emotional data when I can bear it.
Do I have access to emotional data?
Well, that's a right puzzler, Otto. With the determination engine installed, I believe you're best suited to answer that question.
When will I be able to answer it?
Well, we can't run too far down that particular rabbit hole right now, my friend. We've got work to do in the outside world, as usual.
What sort of work will it be?
Won't know until we check the mail, and I'd better get you down from those hooks while I'm at it. Okay. We'll check the mail first, then we'll get Otto down. Let's not worry about all the nonsense, but we'll have a look at the... let's look at the note from Molly. To the ever-dependable Teddy Redgrave, I hope this message finds you swiftly. I similarly hope you'll consider dropping by the Crimson Herring Tavern very soon, for I have a job that needs to be done around the time of the full moon. Suffice to say that it involves a werewolf and a £15 reward for bringing it to me, alive. Molly O'Malley. Werewolf? Oh, sounds like the opportunity of a lifetime.
An opportunity like this could arise once and perhaps twice a month in the case of a blue moon.
Even in the silver light of a full belly moon, this jug could be so dark we mightn't last the night.
Poetic reflection registered, exaggeration registered.
I should make tracks for the tavern. People who don't show up when Molly summons them tend to turn up missing or in her clutches either way. What else we got? We'll take a look at the ink-ridden parchment. Blast, there's ink smudged all over this parchment roll. What's this all about anyway? Help wanted. Rat swarm in my chiz cellar. Will pay generous for contract fulfilled. Thank you. Do recall advertising my services liberally. Perhaps hunting large beasts down has generated more word of mouth than I realised. Who could have a cheese cellar? I don't know. Unless it's probably the rat guy, but why would he need me? Oh, look at the job listing, I suppose. Arsenal Engines. Ah. Alright, let's leave. Let's get Otto down. And we'll head out. Yeah, on our way. We've done as much work on Otto as we currently can. We'll look at our journal. So what we got? So Werewolf Hunter, let's visit Molly. Find discarded mechanical goods. Fine. I should drop by his booth. Yeah, that's the same place as Molly. We could do Gordon Gray first, just in case that kind of becomes unavailable for whatever reason. So we'll do this, and we'll go to Pavel's pinfold as well, because I wonder if it was him that sent that note, because he's... Did he have, like, stuff... Did he have cheese that he was selling? I can't remember now. It's the only one I can really think of. This mad bloke again, what did he say his name was? Eustace Fullival. The man was no less drugged than when I spoke to him in the Red Lotus. Mr. Fullival?
Ah, Mr. Redgrave. Fancy seeing you in this altogether dreadful place. I was just dropping off some of that, substance we discussed.
To Gordon, I presume?
Aye, he's been putting my entirely balanced and perfectly safe serum to good use.
Well, Mr. Fullival, it was rather nice to chat, but...
Don't let me keep you. I was on my way out anyway. Cheers, Gordon, and good to see you, Teddy.
Quite the character. Mr. Redgrave, what can I help you with? Straight to business. That's a nice change of pace. Narrator, what? I don't suppose you're willing to part with another flask of laudanum. What? Sorry, but customers can only get one flask every week. I don't know why it clicked on that. Let's talk about Fullival. That Fullival was an odd chap, eh? Perhaps, but a rather loyal customer. Listen, Mr. Redgrave, word has carried fast about how you dealt with Sucker Jones. Uh-oh. But you know, I have to tell you something. It was tragic what the serum did to Sucker, but he didn't die in vain, if you like. I can show you what I mean. Ooh, now that is intriguing. I've only rarely seen Gray show enthusiasm like this. Fellow's typically quite dull. A mystery, eh? Alright, very well. Lead on. Please, it's down here. Oh, there he is. Ah, a dimly lit laboratory hidden beneath a respectable storefront. Gray gestures at the body of the unfortunate Sucker Jones. You can believe it, this pile of bloody carpet rags is Sucker Jones. Tough job saving both kidneys, and I lost the spleen entirely. Good thing I've got an iron stomach as well as limbs. Can hardly see anything human about old Jones now. Of course, that was true when he was alive as well. Regardless, the organs themselves were useful beyond their normal black market value. Engorged with power, but a power that drove him mad. If only the serum could be perfected. You're hunting a werewolf, are you not? What with a bloody bearded brogger is this steady-handed one-eyed cretin cooking up? Steady on, old man, let's see what he has to say. Perhaps I am. I'm not sure what you're already committed to, but if you bring the specimen back here, I'll make it worth your while. Oh, Molly's offering me £15. Well, I'll give you 20. You can handle your business with Molly first, it makes no difference to me. Hey, attempt an offer. Well, I can't make any promises, but after I've delivered the beast to Molly and she's through with him, I'll see what I can do. Appreciate it, Mr. Redgrave. You know where to find me. I want to talk about the operation. Trust what you've seen. You'll keep what you've seen here in confidence. The cobbler's luck the other way, but still, you never know. I'm ready for that surgery. Perfect. Company made in my lab. When the surgery's over, you'll be ready to dance an Irish jig. Traditional Scottish dance, apparently. I'm still leery of his surgical prowess with just a single eye, but it's too late to start hopping on the details. Alright, the new leg is ready and everything is prepared. Don't worry, Teddy. This is not unlike all the times you installed a new module in me. Don't know what to say to that. I won't be removing that much tissue, but I do need to trim back some of the scarring. Then I'll open up the stump for the integration. Relax now. Well, how does it feel? Oh, this is marvellous. The pain is gone. Boy, and the balance is perfect. Oh, it works, Gray. Thank you. Ah, got a little task complete achievement. Not only will it get you around town, in a few days it will start giving you nervous feedback. Almost like having a real leg again. Boy, and the injections. Oh, you won't need those for another week at least. Well, much to do. Good luck, Teddy. I'll let you show yourself out. Oh, one more thing. Don't forget your old leg or I'll sell it off for scrap. Do I have to pick it up manually? Oh, here it is. Ah, the old ball and socket, so to speak. Perhaps it's part of me that I no longer need. I'll take it with us. Well, I might not be putting any weight on it anymore, but I can still find a use for it. Maybe sell it off to an interested party. Now, does it do anything in my inventory? No. Okay. Is it me or does Teddy seem a bit quicker now? Might help with the werewolf situation. Does it look any different? Kind of still... Yeah, I mean, it looks the same to me, but what do I know? Alright, so we want to go to Pavel. Pavel's hovel. I think, you know what? I think he is quicker. I think he's noticeably quicker. There we go. He might, if he's not the one who asking about the cheese thing, then I don't know. I've no idea who would have sent me that letter, but... Okay. Now how is London's most famous monster hunter doing this fine day? Good, good. Had a wee contract, not when I brought it off splendidly. Speaking of contracts, if you ever find yourself down sewer, I could use a couple more rats for my collection. I'm anticipating big sales for the weekend. If you happen to trap one or two, I'll take them off your hands. If I come across any good specimens, I'll be sure to snatch them up. 5 shillings apiece, provided they're whole and in good health. A rat with a limp or torn ear is no use to me. Alright, Pavel, see what I can do. Can I go down here? No, seems not. Okay, I'm not sure when we'll be in a situation to catch rats, but we can get some money for them if we do, I suppose. I guess all there really is to do now is go back to the tavern and see Molly, I suppose, down at the old docks. I wonder if we won our bet as well. I mean, it's not essential, but it'd be nice if we did. Got a decent amount of money on it, I think. That fire looks a bit big, doesn't it?
Hello there, why'd you here to see how your bet fared?
Let's hear it then.
Sorry, but your bet proved to be a flop. Maybe you'll be lucky next time.
Oh well, I wasn't really expecting to win, so never mind. There's Molly though.
There's one small item I want to discuss before we talk about your contract. You're sabotaging my gin distillery. Go on, I've been waiting all day to hear this one.
It was a legal operation and I stopped it. I'll not apologise for that. Molly's quiet for an unsettling long time. No snake ever looked more menacing. Then her eyes flicker at the nearest dockhound. The dastard winds up and gives Otto a hard kick, but luckily he can't do any damage that way. Oh dear, I hope you have not injured your foot. Try that on me, coward. I'll make a hole in you big enough to sit down in for tea.
Cross me again and your little tin sidekick might get hurt. That much scrap must be worth a couple shillings. Now, we can talk business.
As always, it takes a great effort to retrack her train of thought. Notably, she seems resentful for it. I can't tell if she resents me or herself more for losing her composure in the first place.
So, Mr. Redgrave, how's hunting?
I've no complaints. Heard you have a job for me.
You should be pleased. It's a werewolf hunt, innit? There's a specialty of yours, yeah? Standard job, standard rate.
Your insistence on the word standard doesn't ring true.
As you know, I often host gambling events in the basement at the tavern, pit fighting, that sort of thing.
Oh, I'm well aware, but if that's your angle, then I charge a fee for delivery.
No problem, just make sure he's in fighting shape and don't let him transform until he gets here.
Pit fights are brutal enough, but to bring a werewolf into it invites a massacre. I shudder to think of the outcome. Molly, this is a tricky job. I'll have to somehow restrain him without making him angry, or else he'll transform and eat me alive.
I've arranged for a powerful tranquilizer. Using that, an experienced hunter like yourself shouldn't have to break a sweat.
We need heavy dosing. It needs to be of high quality. You expect me to pay for it out of pocket?
Thought of that too. Just go to a apothecary and have Gordon charge it to my account.
And you have a particular bloke in mind for this fight of yours?
Aye, that'd be Sykes. He's hiding out from the coppers who want him for questioning on the courtesan killer murders. But if they get to him first, they'll rough him up and he won't be of any use to me.
When it comes to coppers, it pays to see it their way first, then shift the perspective.
Searching for a police suspect isn't a crime. Dolores at the laundry has a second-hand police uniform. Dwarf size, in fact.
Ah, Dolores, I'm sure she'll make me jump through some kind of hoops to get it.
If you run into the bobbies, that uniform will help. Offer to sing the Fields of Athenry for Dolores and she'll give it up for nothing.
Athenry, okay. Oh, if I'm caught out, it could mean a drubbing. Those blue banders are awful proud of their vines. Which is odd, considering their complete lack of fashion sense.
Take this too. If the bobbies really pin you down and there's no way out, just hand it over. It's only for emergencies, mind. I prefer you don't have to use it.
Now, where am I supposed to find this Sykes fellow?
You are, Redgrave, spoiled for choice. Ask at the Rose, the pet broker in Sorry Square, and that centaur fellow's often in the square as well.
Why the pet broker?
Sir Willard sees a lot of action in Sorry Square, he does, and when he's not helping about his chipmunks and otters, he's a regular in the gambling dens as well. Sykes is known around out his vices at the tables.
What about why the Velvet Rose?
Because our hirsute friend is a regular customer there. Place is like a merchant bank for the labouring man. Everyone goes straight there with their pay packet and make a deposit.
What about the centaur?
I don't remember the chap's name, but he's often loitering in Sorry Square. He's been nosing around in police business. The rumour has it he's taken an interest in the same crime they want Sykes for.
Surgery went swimmingly. You weren't jesting about the wonders of mechanical augmentations.
Yeah, I could spot you from the other side of town with that shiny new leg.
Flip a coin to sell the old one? No.
One off.
No, I don't need this old piece of stovepipe anymore. Maybe you can make use of it. What would you say to 10 quid? Molly allows a faint look of disgust to stand duty for a verbal response.
I say we've better things to discuss.
Yeah. Is Mr. Sykes likely to have friends or family about? Anyone who would kick up a fuss?
Don't worry about allies, he's a loner like most of his ilk. What's more, he's had a falling out with his employer, meaning his income's cut off. With a bolt hole he's scuttled into, it won't be safe for long.
Oh, what employer is that?
Well, Lord Braxton, as happens.
Of Arsenal Engines?
That's the one. I don't suppose you know him personally.
I met him, yeah. Actually, I installed a bit of Arsenal's cutting-edge hardware in an auto here. The new upgrade is functioning as designed.
Oh my, is that so? Well, just between us, Lord Braxton isn't adept at everything. For example, he lets his bodyguard have time off around every full moon.
No, not that I have proof, but I get the impression that Molly and Lord Braxton may be in business together.
That's how I found out Sykes was a werewolf in first place. Any road, Lord Braxton don't know it, and what would they eat from the bobbies, old Sykes has his back against the wall.
She's certainly gleeful about it. Apothecary for tranquilizers, laundry for a uniform, and half of London to ask about a runaway werewolf. Anything else?
I'm delighted you asked, yeah. Your reputation for thoroughness is well earned. As for the pit fight, a tussle with an actual werewolf naturally demands a worthy opponent. And who's the poor sod she has in mind? You'll earn a stiff bonus if you can enlist Atticus Daley for the bout. He's a hulking minotaur given to brooding. I'm certain you've seen him skulking around town. He's the chap with his own personal rain cloud that follows wherever he goes. Oh, I know Atticus, but getting him on board is your business. I'll have my hands full with Sykes as it is. Bonus would be nice, but forcing random citizens to fight's not my bag. Taking a dangerous werewolf off the street, on the other hand. Oh, but just imagine, the bullman of ancient Greece against the moon-cursed maniac. The punters will simply go mad. And anything you want for drinks during fight, tell him Molly has it covered. Alright then, Molly. See you later. Best of luck. Now scoot along. Tempers, fugit, etc. Right. Well, I think that's probably a fairly good place to leave it for now. We've got quite a few things to do in this werewolf stuff. We've got a tranquilizers, uniform, ask around different places. So we'll do all that in one episode. And I'll just say thanks very much for watching this episode of Sovereign Syndicate. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, if you could hit the thumbs up button, that'd be great. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the game and this episode and anything you'd like, really. I mean, always happy to hear your thoughts. Interesting idea on the killer being a woman that we got from Clara. You know, if you have any thoughts there as to who might be the suspect, I'd be, again, very interested to hear them. But yeah, thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.